Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Walker. And today I want to talk about a couple of Facebook posts that I've seen in response to the Vision conference that just happened. But first, let's take a second to thank our sponsors. ShopBoss is software built by shop owners for shop owners. ShopBoss offers real solutions backed by real experience. Simply put, it's shop management software that works your way. When customers are in the lobby and cars are on the lift, you don't have time for a learning curve. That's where ShopBoss comes in, with profit boosting features that work the way you need them to right out of the box. From built in DVI to robust customizable reporting, ShopBoss makes everything about running a shop work more smoothly. Plus, with their Boss Pay Payments feature powered by 360 Payments, you can enter the era of totally paperless payments. From text to pay, remote payments, and consumer financing options, to compliance, surcharging, and now even offering PayPal and Venmo options. Everything is built right into ShopBoss. Plus, everything is backed by a fantastic support team with one goal in mind: your success. Be the boss with ShopBoss. Independent auto repair shops, get ready to transform your business with AppFueled. It's time for your professional auto service shop to have its own customer loyalty app. AppFueled will build an app that launches a custom loyalty program for your shop in 30 days or less, fully integrated with your point of sale system. Bring Fortune 500 level customer retention strategies to your business without the Fortune 500 budget. Many shops are enjoying the benefits. Our app engages your customers with a loyalty ladder, enticing them to climb the next rung, coming back more often and spending more each visit, all with your own app. Build loyalty with your customers to your brand and boost your shop's growth. Get your first app in 30 days or less, all without breaking the bank. Ready to start? Let AppFueled take your business to the next level. Go to appfueled.com or meet founder Jeremy Glasgow and book your complimentary app vision session at appfueled.com/Jeremy. That's appfueled.com/Jeremy. All right. So today is Monday, March 9th, I believe. And just got back from the Vision conference, got in real late last night. When I woke up this morning, I saw about four different posts that were talking about the Vision conference, and people they were complaining about things like the quality of class. They were saying, or the quality of the classes, the workshops, the sessions. And they were saying that something just felt off this year. And, I was thinking about that. And this response, it's not a direct response to the people who made those posts. What it is, we're going to say it's advice to everyone who shares those same thoughts, because there were a lot of comments on the post that were saying, oh, yeah, this class was like this, or this class was like that, or whatever. And, it just got me to thinking, there's a time in life when you will be more of a taker, and there's a time in life when you will be more of a giver. When you are a new shop owner, or when you're starting to get training for the first time, you're like a sponge. You're learning new stuff constantly. You may be getting mentored by other shop owners. And every time that you go to one of these conferences, you go to a class and you learn something new, and it's a rush. You get so excited about it. It can be addictive. It's a dopamine hit. And when you do that for a while, hopefully you go put these things in place in your business, you see some success, and you come back to these conferences every year. As you grow, you may be bringing your technicians back to the conferences with you. And, as a seasoned veteran, you still learn. Like, hopefully, we're all lifelong learners, but you don't learn at the same rate that you did when you were earlier in the industry or earlier in your business and you knew nothing. And it's like everything that was being taught was something that was new to you. So at this point, as you're more of a seasoned veteran, you don't always leave conferences with some kind of a big epiphany. And many of the classes at these events, they're for the newer shop owners, or for the ones who are getting training for the first time. They're the ones who have never heard the term average repair order. They're the ones who don't have a clue what they're looking at when they look at their profit and loss statement. They don't know about the gross profit margin that they need to maintain, or things like that. So every time they go to one of these classes, they're learning. You're not. Once you become that seasoned veteran, I have to introduce a new idea to you, something that I want you to really learn. You have a new responsibility. Now you go to these events to network with other shop owners. Now you become the mentor instead of the mentee. You reach back behind you, you grab somebody who's on their way up and you pull them up with you. Like you grab that younger shop owner and you start teaching them the things that you have learned. So when you go to these events, don't expect that it's going to be the same as it was the first 3 or 4 or 5 years that you went, because it's not. You're going to lose that dopamine hit. It's not going to be there all the time. But if you want that dopamine hit again, if you want things to become exciting, if you want to have an amazing sense of satisfaction in your life, when you start mentoring others and when you start pulling others up with you, man, it's stronger than it ever was the first time around. And then you get to a point where you start developing classes and you start teaching at these events. Or how about this? It's your turn to work the conference. You go to the Vision Conference, and every year you're going to see people like Travis Troy, Summer Guerrera, Jerry Holcomb. Hopefully you were there at the awards breakfast Saturday morning and you saw how they recognized Jerry. Jerry he is the father of Vision. He is the founder, the brainchild behind this thing. And a bunch of people made contributed to a video that they played for him. And I don't know that there was a dry eye in the room, but what all of these people were talking about was how much Jerry contributed to their lives, like how their life is better, their business is better because of the things that Jerry did. And he is leaving an incredible legacy behind. And what's your legacy going to be? So maybe instead of going into these conferences with the mindset of a new shop owner, because you're not a new shop owner anymore, you start going into these conferences with the mindset of a legacy builder, someone who's going there to give back instead of just going there to see what you can get. If people like Travis and Summer and Jerry, if they went to Vision every year with a selfish mindset, just looking at what can I get out of this conference, Vision would literally not exist. This industry would be so much worse off if they looked at it like that. So it's time to shift your mindset into you've taken for years. Now it's time to give back. Now, I'm not saying that there's not something to what your complaint is, okay? So I've got a couple of things that I want to say about that. All right. First of all, to the vendors who go there and teach, all right, me included. I am a vendor. I go there to teach. And when I teach, people get introduced to me, they get introduced to my thought leadership, and hopefully a small number of them become clients. But when I go there and I teach, that cannot be my primary objective. My primary objective needs to be to go there and to provide as much value to the people in that class as they possibly can. So, to the vendors who teach, if your class is more of a sales pitch than it is a class, then shame on you. And I did hear that a couple of times over the weekend. Somebody told me that they went to a class. It was obviously just a sales pitch for that vendor, and they left at the break. When you go there to teach, you should be there to give, give, give. If your class is built first to give you a profit, then you are a huge part of the problem. That is not why we are there. When organizations like Vision and Milwaukee, when they invite us in to teach, they are trusting that we are going to make them look good. And when you do that, you are putting egg on their face. So don't do that. People should fall in love with your classes and they should fall in love with you as an instructor because the classes are so damn good. Anything else, it's just unacceptable. So don't be part of the problem. All right. Now, while I'm talking about people that are leaving at the break, if you're a seasoned veteran and you've been coming to these classes for years, you're now there for the nuggets. You're not going to take away those big epiphanies, but you will have the opportunity to get all kinds of little nuggets when you were there in that class. And if you leave at the break, then you're going to miss the nuggets. If you're sitting there checking your email because you already know all of this, you're going to miss the nuggets. You've got to go into these classes and look for those little nuggets that are going to change your business. Also, if you're an ask hole, okay, ASKHOLE, an ask hole. That is a person who is always asking for advice and then they don't do what they are told. I cannot stand an ask hole. It's not okay. Like, it's not okay to be that person. And if you're complaining about the classes being the same and you haven't done a really good job of implementing the things that you already know, then shut up, take the class again, and go implement. You have no right to complain. Again, I'm not saying that that's the case with any. I don't know these people. The people that posted in groups. I saw the post simply because it was a post that was in the group. They may be fantastic shop owners. They might be ask holes. I don't know. But make sure that before you're complaining about the class being the same old thing, that you have put in place that same old thing that they're teaching. All right. Now, if you are filling out the surveys for these classes, then thank you. You are helping the industry. If you're not filling out these surveys and you're making posts in groups about the quality of the classes, then you are nothing but a gossip. You don't have the right to do that. So do the right thing, fill out the surveys, and give brutally honest but professional feedback. That is going to allow these organizations to make the classes into what you need them to be. So that's my perspective on these things that I saw. Vision, I think, was a fantastic conference. Again, like it always is. But you have to go into it with with the right mindset, and I hope that you will go into it with the mindset from here forward that you've learned 90% of what you're going to learn in these classes, and now it is time for you to reach down, grab somebody by the hand, and pull them up with you. All right. Remember, we are one of a handful of podcasts on the Automotive Podcast Automotive Repair Podcast Network, the ARPN. You can find the others at automotiverepairpodcastnetwork.com. I hope that you'll listen in again next week. And until then, go fill those bays.